Hello everybody, this is Sonya. Now I'm here today because I'm going to be doing a bit of work on this piece here that I really like. I've got the rick-rack out because I do love to add a bit of that. And I've got some lace, because I haven't actually put lace on this one. I've got lace on the other one, and last night I put him on there. Isn't he gorgeous? Look at that. He's on me piece of work. I love him. And so I'm going to try and do a few bits on this one today. I'm going to put some rick-rack on here and show you a bit about this. I'm sure everybody could figure out how to put it down. The thing is, I'm trying to keep my colours right too. I've got to make sure I keep my colours going right, don't I? So if I put that there, I was going to put a butterfly on here too. I've got a good butterfly. I'll have to think about that one. Do I need that across that way or this way? I don't know, but I need to add some colour, you know. I need to add, these colours have gone way too really pretty. Really pretty and really bright is what I'm after. Because more beads are good too. I've actually put a bit of feather stitch down in through here, and it looks a little bit like water, doesn't it? But then I go away and I find something else. Oh yes, look what I did find this morning. This is another thing that I was going to think about putting on here somewhere too. Look at that, isn't that delicious? Okay, well you can cut a bit of that out and add it on there, couldn't you? Nobody would mind doing that at all, would they? Let me see what we got. We don't want to muck it up too much by cutting too much off it. Okay, I hope everybody's having a good day. We're in Australia and the weather is blue sky. Going to be hot today. It's going to be hot today, but not that bad. It's only going to be 31 or something, so that's okay. We can deal with that easy. We're probably used to that sort of thing around here. It's a good temperature, I reckon. Except if you're out sitting in it, you don't want to do that, but it's okay for... Now when you do something like this, because that's been machine stitched, you've got to have to be careful it doesn't come undone, but it will be okay if you put a bit of glue on, a bit of fray stop, something such thing as that. I'm going to fussy cut this out. This is going to look awesome, isn't it? Going to look good. I know I could do my own like this, but this is helping to add to its, I don't know, interest, I suppose. Because I'm going to be doing a lot of stitching on this. Actually, I haven't been and haven't really got that far, but it's okay. I'm okay. It doesn't matter if I don't finish it till a couple of years, you know. It doesn't matter, does it? As long as we just keep going. Well, as much different stuff as I can find I'll be putting on here too, by gee, I will. As much different idea and many different ideas as I can. I'm going to use. Now I'm thinking about that background, but then I'm looking at this bit of gold. I'm not actually looking at it, but I can sort of see it through the corner of my eye, and I'm thinking maybe that would look good on there. Well, what do you think? You can easily tell which is the back and which is the front because you can see where the work's going. I need to put more ribbon on, but I have to buy some because I really have only got a lot of thin stuff that's not... See, that looks good, doesn't it? When I put it down there, I'm going to bead it, some of that, don't you reckon? I'll cut a bit more off this. I think I'll keep the little curly bit there with a bit of fabric on it because that's not going to be easy to cut out, is it? Alright. You've got to do all these things to try out see what's right and what's not for you. Now, I'm lucky enough to have come across this piece, and I don't know where I got it from because I've been gifted things, I buy things, I go to the op shops, opportunity shops, we call them, and go thrifting and see if I can find anything in clothing, you know, in the clothing that's there, because you can find a lot of things that you can take apart, you know, that people don't want anymore, and so you can reuse it then, can't you? You know, you can bring it back to life again. And I do enjoy doing that. I really do. I've got a lot of recycled stuff in my work. A lot of recycled things. Salvage things. So I might leave that bit of... I mean, I've got to cut a bit more off that. Before I put it on there. So I hope you're all having a good day and everybody's well. So there's not as much pink on here as was there, but it's okay because I think it looks really good. I could put it up there and it looks a bit purpler. Oh no, I like it on this one. I like it on here better. So we're going to put it on here. It won't be long then before this piece will be finished. Sure. Ah, dear me. Anyway, so nobody panic, it's okay. Now I'm going to put... What sort of thread will I put this? I just think I might do a bit of machine thread on there first to start with. Yeah, I'll do that because I was going to just go and do the beads straight away, but I think I might sew it on first. I think I might sew it on first with a bit of machine thread, and that'll be this calico looking colour. That sort of colour there I like. That sort of colour. I'm just going to put tiny little stitches around it to hold it down. Okay. I want to start myself a bit of collage or something later on with fabric and that. But I have have a lot of things. A lot of things that I can do it with or not. You know, you just want to see what your ideas are, I suppose, see what ideas I can have. Now, I do have little pins, but I think I'll just use these ones with the head tops on them. And I'm going to just make sure I don't get a piece of thread caught on that. Make sure I don't put it on crooked, that won't be good. There's my little bird jumped down. This little bird was on the top of a box that Amy made for me, I'm sure he was. The box is still here, the bird is still here, but he jumped off the box a long time ago, and Sonya has not got round to sticking him back on, but he hangs out here with me anyway. He does. Now I've noticed that this fabric easy sort of makes bubbly because it's really hard to, not hard, but it's because it's pretty and shiny. It's all right. It's good to work with. I love it. You just have to be careful. You don't want to pull it up too tight. So I'm going to duck in through here now, put that one on the end, put that one on that end, because I'm going to be putting a few beads on and that will hold it down a lot easier still, a lot better. But I just want to take that pin out of there if I can, soon, like now, because I don't want that to be in my road, get caught on everything. So I just duck through there quickly with that stitch just to secure it a bit to the background. Now I want to come down this part here. Now if you want to do these sort of stitches on here, you know, the tacking stitches they call them, I suppose, or basting stitches, but mostly we call them tacking stitches, I think. And you just want to take them out later, you can. If they're too obvious, you should, but if they're not, if you can't really see that they're there, you just want to leave them there, they won't hurt you. Well, they're not going to cause a problem, I don't think. It's up to yourself whether you want to leave them there or not. So this has been made with a sewing machine, this piece, and that's okay. You'll have something, I like to have something different on and to use what I've got. It's good to use the things you have. I hope you're all going to comment on my giveaway video. I haven't decided yet how I'm going to go about picking which video I'm going to pick it from, or how I'm going to go about picking the person that's going to win those bits and pieces, but I've got a lot of stuff and I need to share it. It's really hard though because you can't. Plus, first I've got to get it together, then I've got to be able to afford to post it out. But that's okay. I don't mind sending out people a parcel. I do not mind sending out a parcel at all. it's really the getting together that's the hard bit. And that's, to be honest, you've got to figure out, now what do I do? Will I send this? I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what to send. So I just got stuff off the table this morning, pretty much. Oh, well, I had the beet soup already there. It was in this bottle here that I've still got a half full. But it's okay. We can do another one. We'll do more. I'll try this, put that down there, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Now, I don't imagine you could do this before you beat it before you put it on, but you could if you wanted to, I suppose. That'd be a little bit of work. You'd better have to put it on then you can decide what colour your beads are and where you're going to put them and everything, can't you? Because it goes with the rest of the thing. There's a bit there left over. Oh dear, I need to time myself. One of these days I'll remember this, won't I? I didn't want to turn on that timer because I don't want Bijou to get upset because the little puppy doesn't like the sound of the making noise going when it goes off. So I can stitch with you until it goes around there on the 5. We've got plenty of time then, haven't we, really? I hope these videos are not too long. Rightio. Got the fan going, sorry about that. That's the purring noise you can hear in the background, or the rattling or whatever it is. Okie dokie. Now I do like that. Now down along here, I've started to do, I've put a nice piece of silky cotton down along here to, that's a piece that's cut off something else, and I'm going to try and make that a bit lacy later on, a bit lacy looking later. I don't know if I've got that here, that violet thread. I did have it because I wrapped some more to take out to the other room because I'm doing work in both parts of the house, 2 parts of the house, and it does prove a bit hard sometimes to keep up with the bits and pieces that I got. I think it's here. There's that there's what I got. It's a piece of crochet thread. It's as old as me. Well, maybe not. I'll be older than me, I'd say, really, now, to be honest. Now, these things are not easy to sew with, and I know that, and I seen a lady trying, Susie Crafts or something, I think her name was, and the poor thing, she was having a go, but she wasn't very happy with it, but it's something that you can only use in small amounts, and you do have to be, yeah, it does take a toll on you. And nobody panic, it'll be right. We get the hang of it after a while. You just got to, this piece here is a bit hard to tackle too, that sort of there one I've got, but it's okay. You can just tackle it down and it'll get there. But if it doesn't, just take it out. Another thing I wanted to put on here too is some of this. Now I'm not going to be short for anything to put on here, I'm for sure certain about that. But don't you think that's a beautiful piece of lace? It is the most beautiful piece of lace, and I've got a nice big pile of it here. That was lucky for me. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? The colours are beautiful that go there. Now, these are tiny little flowers if you wanted to take them apart and dot them around. So that's another piece I can put. There's so many pieces I can put on here, so I'll just have to be patient. Can't put it all on today. Now, let me see. What have I got? I do have... I must have left it out. Oh, no, here's some. I do have some gold... thread, but I'm not going to put it on there because I want to put beads on and I'll never be able to thread that, and that's going to get caught in the beads and it's going to break it off a bit. Same, I told you about the what's the name, that caught in something. Has this got to be caught? No, it's not on a bead needle. When you're using the stranded thread, if you're doing too much, it starts to cut into the beads will start to cut into your thread. These will I think the machine thread is a bit better. It won't be as much, but if you try not to use too long pieces and just do it in small bits, it might not fray it all and pull it all apart on you, you know, because that's what happens because it's going through the bead, and the bead is sort of jaggedy probably, and it'll just break your thread after a while. So just do a little bit at a time anyway. There's no need to make not a big string of it like Sonia's got, but anyway, I'm going to put around the outside of this some gold beads. So all I've got to do now is go find those. Got to be here next to me somewhere. I had them another day, didn't I? And another thing I want to do, I want to take the little sequins off this. I do love these little sequins, and I haven't been able to find any. So, do I pull them off or cut them off, or what do I do? Because this is on there with some sort of a wiry thing. Like it seems wiry to me. See the back there? Where's the... We have this. I've gone off the thing, haven't I? I haven't pulled that through. I have to put something underneath it so I can catch them. This is? No. I might have to go on the internet and see if I can find some, eh? I thought about that this morning when I seen it. I thought, oh, I'm going to cut them off there. But I still could, because then I could use them on as a strip. Look at this. We'll do this. Hang on. Because they're on it's the one thing. Which bit did I cut? Which end did I cut? That end. Right, well, I'm going to go up here. So you can use, this is a piece of sari silk. Of the sari, I mean, that I got years ago from India. We used to buy a bit on them and get them for reasonably good prices. Don't know about now if you still can or not. Okay. So I cut that there, so I want to go. It doesn't matter if it's not going to come off. It didn't come off when I pulled on it, so it might not come off at all. We'll go up. I might keep it on there. Anyway, I'll fiddle around with that later because I'm going to put some beads on here, so I need some gold ones, don't I? I think I do. I think I need gold ones. Only thing is, I don't know whether these that I'm after here are a good sort of bead. I don't look too bad. Let's have a look and see what we got here. I'm just packing the stuff back up into a pile here. So they graduated over here to me because I really needed to have them near me. What else have I got? Nothing in there that I think I want today on it. But here I've got a few of these. They're goldy sort of colour. They're not. This is a different colour gold, isn't it? There's lots of different colours of everything out there. So I'm going to have a look and see what they look like. Might as well have a go. And it's not even going to thread in the bead needle. Well, that's a bit rude. My goodness me, what's up with that? That one's just a bad one. That's all. Okay, so we've got one on. Don't have to put them fair next to one another because we just look at putting them on there for the idea of adding a bead to it to make it. I'm going to go halfway over and put that on. So you put your bead on, you get back through the back and come up again a bit over. Pull that through. Put another bead on. There. Come up there. Pull that through. I have to do a couple more patches now, won't I? Get a couple more patches ready. Can work on as many as I want at a time, I suppose. It's the only way to get it done, I guess. Yeah, I'll make sure this is tight enough, Sonya. You don't want them waving around in the breeze, even though that one does look like he could be. I have to pull him down a bit tighter. Come on. That's the way. Just be careful, don't break your thread. And if you do, make sure that you fasten things up again properly. Whoops, the daisy. Hang on. Get go over there. Come on. Very good. Oh dear, I had a bad night last night. These bad nights are not good for me. Fair dinkum. I just had a couple of, don't go back to sleep till about 3 o'clock. I just laying there, turning around and fiddling backwards and forwards. I had I have a little Sudoku book in there that I do that Sudoku thing. I play that right. I do the Sudoku number thing, and I had a go at that. Then I wrote in my diary for a minute, and then I had a lolly, which I shouldn't have done because I just felt like I had a lolly, so I did have a lolly. And this just kept me awake, and I thought, oh dear, suppose I'd bring my son to bed with me. Then I think my husband might object to that, though. He's there snoring away next to me. He's snoring away. I suppose as long as somebody's getting a bit of rest, I guess it could be me too. Oh dear. Sometimes when he's snoring really bad and I can't go to sleep because of that, I might just tap him and tell him he is, but otherwise I just let him go, because if he's not keeping me awake, I know that it's me keeping myself awake. Things go around in my head. I was trying to think about things I want to do. If I could do them as fast as I could think them, I'd be right, wouldn't we? We'd all be, wouldn't we? I wanted to clean this room up and get some machine set up in here. It's on the floor behind me, and that doesn't impress me one bit. I need to take my table board in here and put it on next to me so I can sew with that and put some of those things together. But anyway, it'll all work out eventually, I suppose. What's the name, dressing table in my bedroom starting to look like, I don't know, a junk box or something. I've got stuff all over it. Everything gets dumped on there. That doesn't impress me either. And it's my fault. It's nobody else's but my own. You go, I'll just put that away later. I do actually put my clothes away, but for some reason there's different things that I'll get stuck on there. Anyway, never mind. I know you know how untidy I am. Sorry. Can't help it, really. So, it doesn't appeal to me to do these sort of things. Naughty, aren't I? I've got a whole heap of boxes on there that my jewellery will go in when I start to fix that up. And what have I got here? A piece of thread just willy-nilly hanging through there. Where'd it go? I wonder what that was on. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's not what I'm sewing. Where's this coming from? Oh, it might have been a bit of tacking I took out. Right, okay. Now, what can I put across there with those bits? I suppose some of these might look nice. Let's have a look at this. Okay, these boxes open very easy. You've got to hang on to them, because if you don't, you'll be flying across the room, I'm sure. How about put these on there? Look at that. Oh, they're flash. Oh, we'll have those. Let's have some of those. You can't see them very good, and I'll show you in a minute, okay? Because they're really... this come off some sort of jewellery thing, look, because they're all different sorts, see? Or somebody gave them to me, I don't know, but they've come off something interesting, I'd imagine. Well, they're all the same thing. What have I got one caught in the back? Okay, so I need to come up with this bit here. And get a bead. Now, this is a reasonably long part, so I'm going to put that bead on there. I'm going to put this bead, see me bead? Okay. I'm going to go through the bead, and I'm coming out the other side. Lay it down, Sonya. Put it down in there. I'm not going to completely cover that with these. I'm going to probably put 3 in each space. Okay? Only need about 3 in each space. Oh, goodness me, Sonya. He's twisted. Panic. Nobody panic. Get back around the other way. I can't get hold of it underneath. Get in my own road. Okay, that's not straight, is it? You know what? I don't think that's going to matter. I think it just looks really good as it is. Now, some of these are really pink and some of these are really clear. I'll show you if I can get a hold of one. So one of them's got, I'll put it on the needle. See, one of them's a bit pinker than that one there. And I'll use the pinker one. What do you think? That's a word, isn't it? Pinker? Hang on a minute, that might be too big, is it? I don't know, put him back that way a bit further. Oh, he's alright. There you go. And then I do have some small ones, so I'm going to put a small one down the bottom here. Alright, a small one. They're just tiny, just a bead-sized bead. It's not exactly one of the bugle bead things. Okay, so that looks good. And I'll put one of those small ones over this way. It just adds to the dimension to it, doesn't it? It looks really cool. I don't think you can just slap something on like that and just leave it there. You've got to do something with it, don't you? And another one of these. Put him up there. Righto. Another one of these. I've got them apart, they're not together, so I'll show you that in a minute. There you go, that looks nice. See, because of the bit behind it, I'm thinking though it could probably do with a bit of white somewhere. I don't know why, but I do think that. A little bead on there. This one. I'm glad everybody's enjoying my stitch stories. I have lots of stitch stories, and I have 3 a week. I have stitches, beading and stump work stitching. Every week I will put an episode up of those. I have got the bead one and the stump work one confused, so I just put up, they go up every week. I can't work out what day I was going to put them on there. Now I do like that. See how that works. I don't know if you can see it properly, but it does look really nice. It works okay. Works really good. I think so, yes. So now I'm going to... I think it needs white in it. Oh my goodness me, Sonya, that wasn't very nice. Stab yourself. I am lately getting a lot of... So I need to put something white in there, don't I? I feel like I need to give it a bit of a lift. I'm going to put that back in there. This is here stuff. What's it going to look like if I put some of that around somewhere? Give it a bit of a lift. I think I'm going to do that. So this is a silky one. Not that easy to thread either, I must say. But we're going to do it all the same. It seems to work all right for me today, so I'm not going to worry about too much, eh? Righto. Now I'm going to put something white in there. Will I put stitches between those things, or will I put French knots? Let me see if I can just do one and see what happens. It's actually not white, it's cream, and that's okay. So I'll put a stitch down in there. Stitches on the end here. That's not giving it as much life as I thought it would. Just doing some straight stitching, okay? And back over this way. I should have started at the end so I wouldn't have to be coming across there, but that's okay. We're not going to be panicking about that. I think this might just give it a bit more of a lift. I don't know, because it is a sparkly, iridescent sort of thing, isn't it, that cotton that's on there? I do have some myself. I'm doing this, okay? I'm going to go in between my beads and put this in there because I think I like that. It's an idea and it's a way to put your spin on it, you might say. Give it some more dimension, okay? Don't panic because I still like it. I really do, except that one went crooked. That went crooked, Sonya, that went crooked. Push him over a bit and put another one in there. That's all good. I'm at the top. Now that looks like it's a little bit padded. Come on. I'm tangled up in my own work here. Another one at the top. Well, part way there across the top of that, okay? Now I'm going to come across here and do this bit. Oops, I didn't want him to be under the bead. Oh no, now you've made it fray. Not a good look. Just take it down, up and down, Sonya. Don't worry about doing anything fancy. Trying to pick it up and put it. It's not working for me. Okay, so these are not straight, these beads, and that's okay because you don't need it to be, do you? You just need it to be interesting. Right, and put this one down here on the end. I think I do like that, how that worked out. I'm keen on that. I really am. There we go. And the ones here that are the leaves, I don't know for sure yet how I'm going to fix those. I want to put a piece of rickrack on here today, so I'm going to do that. Now that looks really good, doesn't it? See how that worked out? Don't you think that worked out really cool? I do. I haven't figured out yet what to do with that bit, but what I do if I can't, I just leave it, and then when I come back and I see it again, I think, oh yeah, I can put such and such on there, can't I? And when I was putting this cotton, that is a shiny one, can't remember what it is now, it made all these nice loopy things. Look, it didn't go down really good at all, so I was quite pleased how they turned out, actually, those bit of loopy things. Now, let's put a piece of rickrack on here because I need to show you that, because I want to have a go at it myself. I was going to go over here, wasn't I? Because it does make it, you need to test drive these things and see what you think. About how they'll go. I think I like that there. The only thing too with this is you need to put something then on the end, because your end piece will be out there in the world, but you can just use a couple of beads or something, okay? So I'm going to have that like that, and I'm going to get a piece of thread, and I think I like this one. So this is a piece of this shiny stuff that mucks up really bad, and that's okay. See how it's like that, even when it's, you can get it apart because it's just, I don't know, it falls apart. As far as threads go, I've got 2 strands. I might try and keep those. I'll keep the 2 strands. I've got 2 strands, and I'm going to make a stitch over the top of this rickrack and just put it down so it's connected. So it'll probably get unthreaded a few times as well. I was going to show you how to do that knot, but I've got to practice it myself first. I've got to do some practicing on the knot. Okay, so we've got this piece here, and I might put a pin in that. I've got these little pins in something. Should find them. Some of them nearby though are not sharp, and you can't get them to go through anything. And that's quite annoying. I'm going to do a cross stitch across this because in between these two I'll be having beads and so forth in between these two pieces. So I'm going to come up here at the top of it. No, I'm going to go at the bottom of it because that'll make it easier. Oh no, I've got it all. It's all kerfuffled now. It's all gone wrong. Look at this. One is longer than the other. Pull one at a time until you get it right, Sonya. See what we've got, a nice knot here. Righto. Patience, you know. Sometimes I do have patience, sometimes I don't. And I reckon if you can't handle something, go right away from it. Doesn't matter what it is, if it's not working for you, leave it alone. Just for a while, then you can come back later. You can come back later and fix it. So I'm going to get down in there. I'm just going to add this by putting stitches across it and then come back over it the other way. It's easy. Easy done. If I can find where I've got to come out at. So you go under the gully. Go down up in the gully and down in the gully, okay? Pull both them strands through there together. Up in the gully and down in the gully. Whoops. Righto. So it's something to get caught on, isn't there? Now I think I don't know if I need to move that up just a tiny bit. Just that in that section there. Righto. Go up in the gully and go down in the gully. So this is easy to do. You can put lots of stitches over these pieces. You can put your lace on like this, or I got that through. I think it might be a bit of that other cotton, is it? Are we right? That purple piece there, part of the thing? Yep, it's part of the piece. Right. Up in the gully and down in that gully. I hate shopping online. I went on there this morning to see if I could. Oh well, this depends on what I'm buying. When I'm buying things for the house, I don't like it because I can't get what I need. I want some more winter sheets now. I couldn't buy the summer ones, but I got them. I'm right for them now. But because I'm not quite keen on the summer ones. I'd rather use the winter ones, and then we can have the air conditioner or the fan on it. You know, because the flannelette ones, I feel they don't annoy me as much as the other ones. But anyway, that's just my preference. Now we're going to come up through in this gully on this one here and go across that way to that gully and come up in there. It does make it look nice, doesn't it? Look at that. Make sure you got these two threads right, Sonya. Pull them along like this. Okay, if you get tangled up, hold your work up and drop let the needle fall, and it'll untwist your thread, okay? I've got to work out a way that I can show people how to put stuff into my group. Most people do know. The only issue with me is, so we've got to be honest out here, I have got my own personal photos in the place where I'd go and get the photo from. And I didn't want to have to put that up on there. Okay? So, because oh sugar, now I've got something here way back here that's not right. Look at this loopy bit. You know what you do? You go and you catch hold of it and you bring it up here and you sew him, right? Because it'll stay there then. If he's looped and he's right in the front, don't worry about it. Okay? It's not actually photos of me, but my family and that, and I don't really want to, you know, I don't, anyway, because I don't usually put photos of my family up there. Some people do, but I don't share them sort of things. That's not as far as I know. The dog, maybe, yeah. Oh yes, we have some very sad news. We did have a chook. My daughter, my husband made incubators, and he does love to make an incubator. We don't have any chooks at the moment, but the chicken was hatched, and he wasn't very clever when he came out. I don't know, sometimes things don't work out all that good. She wasn't, I mean. And my daughter looked after her from an egg, she says to me last night. And we've had her about 8 or 9 years, because we didn't have, eventually all the other chooks went off to wherever, and chooks go, and she still was here with us by herself all that time. Her and the dog hung out, you know, like she was in her cage, but yesterday she passed away, and she had a really good chook life, I think. Occasionally she used to crow like a rooster, but anyway, her name was Millie, and that was a bit sad, and I rang Ellie and told her, and she said, oh Mum, I raised her from an egg, and I said, yeah, that's right, darling, I know. But anyway, I think that was a long life for a chook, and anyhow, so that's I'd better go, because I've done a bit there today. This is starting to get covered over, isn't it? Look at that. Oh, it's got miles to go. What am I talking about? Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.